One key component of the Protective DNS Resolver service is that users can configure alerts to be triggered when events of interest occur. Before we begin to configure alert sets for the organization, we must fully understand what alerts are and the two varieties of alerts that can be configured within the Protective DNS management application. The first alert type is the DNS event alert. These alerts are triggered when DNS queries from organizations pass through the Protective DNS Resolver. If a match is found between the DNS request and a filtering policy, the query response can be allowed, blocked, or overridden. These matches are based on either CISA's globally implemented policies or specific agencies' policies. Organizations can set up their own near real-time email alerts to be notified when specific policies are triggered or when their DNS traffic volumes change. The second alert type is a system event alert, which tracks when certain administrative actions are taken within the Protective DNS management application. For example, users can receive system event alerts when new users are created within the organization and when changes are made to global or organization policies. Setting up DNS and system event alerts allows for timely updates every hour, daily, or weekly when security events occur to increase early incident detection capabilities and to help prevent security compromises at the organization level. Both event and system alerts are sent to distribution lists associated with the alert set. Alert recipients do not need to be users of the management application to receive alerts. Before we configure alerts to the user's organization, let's look at the most common global policies created by CISA and applied to all organizations. Once the user logs into the Protective DNS Management application, click the Policy Editor tab, and a table will appear with a list of policies. Policies with a policy type of global are considered global policies created by CISA. For users to be alerted when a global policy is triggered, we will create a DNS events alert. To do so, click the My Organization tab, and from the My Organization homepage, click the Alert Sets tab. From the Alert Sets page, users can add, view, and edit alerts for their organization. The table shown on this page will include the list of alerts the organization has created, if any. From this page, select Add New Set and choose the alert set type the user would like to create. For this example, let's select DNS events. We can enter an alert set name. For the sake of this example, we will call this alert set instructional video test. Give it an alert set description of Global Policy Alert Test and select All Distribution Lists from the Distribution List dropdown, and lastly select a delivery cadence of the user's choosing. The delivery cadence represents how often organizations receive email alerts when a policy or source alert is triggered. To avoid receiving excessive emails, multiple alerts are grouped and emailed in a single message at a pre-selected cadence. Users can then decide whether they would like to enable or disable CISA Global Policy Alerts for this specific alert set. Global CISA Policy Alerts indicate that this alert is triggered when a DNS request matches a CISA filtering policy. When the DNS request matches a global policy with CISA proprietary indicators, an immediate action is required, and these email alerts will have an email header containing Urgent Action Required. With an immediate action required, we recommend toggling the Enable Alert to On, so the distribution list is notified on a specific cadence when this occurs. Once we enable CISA Global Policy Alerts, select the specific source set and authorize source via their corresponding dropdowns. Enabling policy results will allow users to select an action. For this example, choose to enable alerts and indicate either the Allow, Block, or Override action, and select the global policy that is triggered from the policy dropdown. Lastly, select the On Match radio button. This will result in email alerts being sent out based on the delivery cadence selected when this specific global policy is allowed, blocked, or overridden. For filtering policies based on popular threat intelligence feeds, users may want to set the delivery cadence for this policy either daily or weekly rather than hourly to avoid excessive email alerts. If the threshold radio button is selected, it is important to remember that evaluations for threshold alerts are done by the Protective DNS Resolver. So if allowed and blocked are selected, the numbers of those counts will be used when deciding to send a policy email alert. Similarly, we can enable source alerts and select an action of Allow, Block, or Override. and select our source set and authorized sources from their respective dropdowns. Lastly, we can edit our threshold settings. An email alert will be sent out based on the specific threshold selected. Once the user clicks Save, the user will be redirected to the Alert Sets page and will be notified via a green banner that the alert set has been created. To create system event alerts, navigate back to the Alert Sets tab and select Add New Set and select System Events. We can enter an alert set name, alert set description, as well as select a distribution list the user would like these system event alerts to be sent to when they occur. Users can choose to send alerts to their chosen distribution list when the following events occur within the management application: onboarding updates, privilege updates, global policy change, organization policy change, source change, and system issues. Enabling any of these updates will alert the selected distribution list on the cadence that was selected. Before leaving the page, click Save. Finally, let's look at what these email alerts look like and everything that is included in them. Email alerts contain policy details that provide context on the alert and ensures quick comparison between an alert and its associated policy. Over the last few months, policy and source set alert emails have been enhanced to include a combined total of DNS requests in the body of the alert emails. Email alerts include the following: alert set name, alert set description, cadence, distribution lists, action, policy name, policy description, source sets, expressions, whether or not it is a global policy, when the policy was last modified, when the policy was last matched, how many times the policy was blocked, overridden, or allowed, and dynamic and static policy matches.